Okay, so now in this video we're going to talk about multiples. So in the last video we talked about division and with regard to fractions and how fractions indicate division. So to go off of that, let's talk about multiples, because division and multiplication are inverse operations of each other, just like adding and subtracting are inverse operations, so they undo each other. Okay, so let's start by talking about the idea of a multiple. Okay, so a multiple is something that is a product of a number, two whole numbers, right? That has a common factor in it. What's another way to say? Well, you know what? Let's do an example. So let's talk about the multiples of 3. Okay. So the multiples of 3 are what? It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, what? And so on, right? So why are these multiples of 3? Because you can rewrite each one of these with two factors, right? Do you see that? So a couple of things. All of these are natural numbers, and they're all multiples of 3. What do I mean by that? Well, all of these I can write as a product of two numbers. 1 times 3 . 2 times 3. 3 times 3. And so on, right? So 3 can be written as 1 times 3. 6 is written as 2 times 3. 9 is 3 times 3. 12 is 4 times 3. 5 is 5 times, or 15 is 5 times 3. And so on. So each one of these has a factor of 3. So it's a multiple of 3. That's what we mean by multiple. So a multiple of a number is the product of that number and a natural number. So notice that that's what we have here. So we've got natural numbers, right? So we've got, oops. Right? So what is a multiple? A multiple of a number, so let me write that down. Is a product of that number and a natural number. So that's what we call a multiple of a number. Okay? So if you have a product, so if we have the multiples of 4, then we can get the multiples of 4 by taking any natural number and the number 4 and multiplying them. And that's how we get a multiple of 4. If we want a multiple of 5, then we just take any natural number and multiply by 5. Okay, and so on and so forth. So, or what you may have seen is skip counting, right? You may have remember way back when you were learning how to skip count, right? To count by 3s, or to count by 4s, or to count by 7s, right? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, and so on, right? 42, 49, and go on and on. 56. So That's what we call skip counting. But what you're doing is you're counting by the multiples of 7 or the multiples of 2, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So those are what we mean by multiples. Okay. That's it for now. We'll do some examples next.